We've got an awesome show tonight, such a wide variety. Starting off, talking to the founder of the very loved urban farming project in Cape Town. You all know the Oranje Market. We're chatting to Sheryl Ozinsky, who is the founder. She's the lady who started it all, and she's got some very, very interesting points as well, talking about food, talking about farming, and talking about markets, and specifically the Oranje Cape Town market, which we all love to go to and do on the weekend. Then our very own Chef Ben is going to be cooking for you today. And trust me, you guys, if you're hungry, this is the meal to make. They are the most delicious Benny smash burgers. And he's going to be taking you through the recipe and how to make them, especially at a time where, takeaways are a bit of a treat. We've been starved from takeaways for a while. So if you were craving that little bit of like a naughty hamburger, or maybe like even a McDonald's burger, this is probably as close as you're going to get with Chef Ben today. And then lastly, we have got music, or firstly, depending on how you look at it, music by one of my favorite rock bands, Shadowclub. Their very own Jacques Coleman is going to be joining us on the show today, and he is kicking off the show. We're starting with music today, guys, kicking it off hot. And what I absolutely love about this band is that they have stuck to rock and roll and their whole incredibly beautiful, grungy, dirty vibe since I think about 10 years ago now. We performed with them on festival stages across South Africa, and now Jacques Coleman has started his own side project. So before we chat to him, here is a look at some of his music. Take a look at this.
I heard only just last week, lovers don't always speak. And I heard only yesterday, words don't always pay. And I have no more words to say, and no more cards to play. So I walk through the falling rain to wash my tears away.
I hope you guys really, really, really enjoyed that performance by Jacques. We have now a chat with him. I caught up with him and we chatted all things music. This is me chatting to Jacques Millman from Shadowclub.
Jacques, hi, how are you?
Hey, how you doing? It's so nice to be on the show.
Dude, I'm so happy to have you on the show. Myself and Ben are huge fans of Shadowclub. We've been for years. Obviously, we love Louis, as you know, and we love you guys' vibe. How has life been for Jacques and for Shadowclub?
Yeah, so weird. I mean, obviously for everyone, we haven't been gigging. I've been working mainly on my solo stuff. So I've been doing a whole bunch of solo shows and a couple of Shadowclub retrospectives from home, doing home streaming. And I think people are slowly but surely kind of getting over that now. So, I'm having to look at other plans, and work around things as I have from the beginning. I think everyone's had to think quite fast, think of their feet and work out what to do next from week to week.
Yeah.
But I've been doing a lot of writing, which has been really nice. There's been enough time to work on solo stuff and a couple of Shadowclub things as well.
You are the man of reinventions. I mean, you've kept yourself very malleable, very flexible in your music career, but I think also just, especially now when the crisis hits, it sounds like you've just been keeping yourself busy and just reinventing and doing. And talk to me. I mean, obviously, you all know Shadowclub. You guys have had like some incredible albums. you toured, you opened Kings of Leon once, you've toured pretty much played every single festival, I think, in the entire country. But your new project sounds super interesting to me. Tell me about that sound and that style, and how you arrived at the decision to become a solo artist as well.
So the decision was it was kind of a natural process. It kind of just happened organically. Shadowclub wasn't gigging as much as I would have liked at the time, and this was we took a 2-year hiatus, and I went to my dad's farm in the northwest, and I actually spent 3 years in my early 20s before coming to Joburg and becoming a musician and following my dream. And that's where I sort of realized I've got this massive passion for music, very deeply ingrained, and I wanted to bring it to the city and start performing. So going back there during our break, because we were getting really, really hard, I just got really exhausted, and I needed some time out, and I went there, and I spent about 8 months writing. So I wrote the EP that we released, Big Green Mamba Dream, there. But I also had a backlog of all these other songs that we didn't use, that kind of weren't really suited to the Shadowclub sound, because it's blues rock and roll, and they were far more connected to the roots of my music making, and take me back to the beginning stages of my writing. So it's kind of a homage to my days in Puerto Rico and living in the Northwest. And there's a lot of songs about staying there, a lot of songs about the environment, the moon, the water, the river there. It's a really special, magical place. So yeah,
so this
the
is
sound, I guess.
You actually grew up in the Northwest.
I actually grew up in Johannesburg, and then I went to the UK, and I spent the last sort of few years of my teenage years there. And then I returned, and I turned 19, and my dad was living in the Northwest already. And I stayed with him for about 3 years, and then came back to Johannesburg. So it was actually quite a short time that I spent there, but very influential on me as a writer and musician.
Yeah. I mean, it's wonderful to hear. We're also, as a band, very influenced by nature, and I think getting away and getting to these places where you just there's nothing around you except silence and just life and the natural world.
Yeah.
It
yeah,
really,
it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing how that silence actually almost becomes a blank slate, because I think our ears are so activated in the city the whole time. There's a lot to distract us, and personally, I find that I build up kind of a library of sounds, if you will, from all the music that I listen to, but also just sounds in general that kind of sit in my psyche, that I can draw from. And I find that when I go into nature, that silence is really amazing when it comes to music production and writing.
It's so cool.
And I know you guys went to the deserts.
Yeah, I was just actually going to say, you would have loved
just amazing.
That. You should have been a part of that trip.
Yeah.
It was a good one. I think there's a lot of synergies with us and you with regards to that. Tell me, you said it already, it's been a weird time for you. It's been a weird time for all musicians. We know this, not new news to us, but have you managed to do any streaming? Have you managed to navigate this space and sort of use the time for creativity? What has been your Jacques Mormon approach? What has been your Shadowclub approach? Yeah. So
I had a few massive shows lined up. I was going to open up for Shaky Graves for 3 shows actually.
Wow.
And then that all got cancelled, and I had a little tour to Cape Town planned just before that, because I was really keen to take my new material down there.
Yeah.
And the opportunity was right when I was going to go, and then within a few days I had to cancel everything. And then I had to make a plan, because I budgeted for all these shows and I was going to be fine. And then I realized I had to start streaming shows, and I was really nervous doing it. It's not something I've always been comfortable with, and I was kind of shifting into the space of taking control of my social media and getting into that. It's a mindset,
Yeah.
So I just decided to hit the road running, and luckily John Savage got hold of me. He was like, listen, we started this thing called Busco, and I was one of the first people to actually use the Busco QR code. And in the beginning, it was really great for me. I've done sort of, I don't know, about 10 shows, 10, 15 shows. And a lot of them have been solo material. A lot of them have actually, the ones that have done quite well have been the Shadowclub retrospectives. And that's obviously linked to the fact that we've built a fan base over the years, and I'm still building it up thing. But yeah, I had to really quickly just adapt, and I think that's what a lot of people have done. And I think what's happening now is that the production is starting to become far more streamlined. I did a show that was pre-recorded with Norwood Productions that we released as a live show. I've been recording with Richard Krull at his place. He runs Richard Krull TV.
Yes.
So, the sound is really great, and you've got like 5 cameras, so it's edited and it keeps people a little more involved, if you will.
So I have a question about your genre, because obviously over the years you guys have stuck to your guns with rock and roll, with blues, with just like this really cool kind of dirty raw sound that everyone loves. Well, I love it, but I think in the pop world, obviously it's not had its moment in the sun for a while. Do you think, because one of the very interesting things about the LuckDown is that a lot of people are throwing back to more nostalgic music that is really, should we call it electronic pop-esque world, and a lot of people have been listening to songs from their past, songs from their childhood, but also I think genres from before. Do you think that rock and roll is going to have a big resurgence? What is your gut telling you at the moment?
I haven't really thought about it. It's such an interesting question, because I think that rock's been hanging on to the skin of its teeth, and it's had these little resurgences. And there was that young band that sounded exactly like Led Zeppelin, their name escapes me now, that kind of was a little bit of a resurgence and a little bit of a hump. I think there'll always be rock and roll fans. I'd just be interested to know from the younger generation's perspective what they think, because that's really where it lies. I've always hoped for rock and roll to have a resurgence, because I feel very at home on stage with rock and roll, and I've always dreamed of that. But my gut feeling at the moment, and that I think is why I'm going back to my roots as a one-man act, and going back to Americana and the sort of solo folk vibe, because I think it's just a little more applicable. It's also just a little bit closer to home for me. I've calmed down a lot.
You used to be crazy. I remember you used to be mad.
Yeah. We all 3 of us were pretty crazy, but I think I led the posse, and Louis, joining obviously didn't help things along. Well, they did, just in a mental,
That's so
psychotic.
Cool. It makes the band so great, though. Like, just the stories and the journey. It's wonderful.
Absolutely, yeah. So I'd hope there's a resurgence, but we'll have to just see what happens.
Yeah, Jacques, it's been super cool to chat to you. Thank you so much for your performance earlier. It was really cool to see you playing live on the LuckDown, and thank you for keeping on pioneering this sound in South Africa. It's let's not like beat around the bush. It's difficult. It's tough. It's tough enough in this country being a musician, and certainly pioneering a genre which is like something that people maybe don't grasp onto as quickly as all the pop stuff that's on radio. You've stuck at it, and you're one of the absolute legends of the scene here in South Africa. And I just want to say, keep going, because I love your music. We love your music, and
thank you so much.
And I'm really looking forward to your new stuff. I mean, can you tell me just a little sneak peek of what's coming out as a final question? New releases. I know you've done an EP, but is there more coming? When?
Right, so I'm set to slow release the album. I've called it The Great Mariko Redemption. The first single released on Friday, a week ago, and it's been doing okay. It's actually like the first hype that it got was actually really good. I've been getting a lot of new followers. The song is very sort of 1950s into 60s lollipop rock and roll, and it brings back that sort of waltzy rock, which is so sort of it's kind of Beach Boys, Elvis early days.
Cool.
but the rest of the album is actually very organic, very. I recorded with Barry Burke at the bass station in Parkhurst, and he's very, very organic and very purist. And so it's very instrumental. I got Isaac on drums for a lot of the tracks.
Awesome.
Very subdued, very soft, and very kind of spirited, you know.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's very exciting, and we'll definitely keep an eye out for that, and go check out the latest singles. It's from Jacques Millman, right, on Spotify. Tell us where we can find you on social media and link to your Spotify.
So you can follow me, just look for Jacques Millman. It's under my name, Jacques Millman. The song is called Into the Rain. You can find it on all streaming platforms. If you'd like to follow me on Instagram, it's Jacques_Millman_official, and on Facebook, it's Jacques Millman Official.
Awesome stuff. Jacques, thank you so much for your time, and please send
Thank
big
you.
hugs from Ben and I to the two other Shadowclub boys. The naughty buggers that they are. hope we can hang out and sooner than later have a beer backstage, or at least see you guys up in Joburg, or hang out. It would be really nice to catch up.
Awesome, Jules. Great. Have a good one. Thanks so much for having me on the show. Ciao.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Guys, hope you're enjoying the show so far. So many interesting guests. I love that we get to cover so many different aspects of the world and life in lockdown. It's really cool to do this with you guys. If you haven't already by now, you know one of the main goals of the show is for us to raise money for our feeding program, Good Luck Feeds, where we're feeding thousands of people every single day in the Vryheid community as well as Khayelitsha. So please do help us. Head over to our BackaBuddy page. I think on the BackaBuddy page, we are almost at 400,000, and in total, we have raised over R500,000, including private donations. So we're so grateful to you guys for helping us make such a big difference in Cape Town. Please go over there, head over, support where you can. Also, if you guys don't know by now, we have just announced the next Get Lucky streaming guest. Very, very exciting. We've got the Kiffness, king of parody, king of the lockdown, joining us live here at the Good Luck HQ downstairs. He's going to be taking over the space and bringing you a concert like he has never done before. It's the first live streaming show that he is doing, probably the only one that he's doing during this period, and we hope that you guys are going to support him. He's been keeping you entertained throughout the whole of the lockdown, so you owe it to him to at least buy one ticket for your family. Go over and support him in that. And then also, if you guys want to get some merchandise, please do head over to our merch store. We got the link in the side comments as well, or the link here on your screen. We would love you guys to help us out by supporting us, buying a Good Luck hoodie. They're really warm. I can tell you they're probably the best quality hoodie you'll get during the winter. And yeah, they look super cool. I've had mine for like 3 years and it's still looking pretty deluxe. So go ahead over there and grab yourself a Good Luck or good hoodie. And it's also got Be Yourself down the arm, which I think is really cool. And then up next on the show, very exciting, we have got a very special guest from the market coming to you straight from the Oranjezig market. Her name is Sheryl, and she chatted to me about some very interesting points around food, around farming, around buying local, and around the Oranjezig market and how they've coped with COVID-19 and the transition away from and back to the marketplace. So go check this out. Such a cool chat. This is Sheryl talking to me on the LuckDown.
Sheryl, hello. How are you?
Yeah, just love that Lionel Schmidt in the background. Pity that I can't see the whole thing, but
I could, I know. I have to get you a far away. You can see the lips there. It's a beautiful one. It's gorgeous. Yeah.
an earlobe.
Yeah, and a face. I'll show you just now. I'll take you a bit back. But Sheryl, we've told everybody who you are and what you're all about, generally speaking. Now, your involvement is kind of recently been in this amazing farm market, that's the Oranjezig farm market that we all know and love in Cape Town. Tell me why this started and why the whole concept is close to your heart.
So about 12 years ago, my partner and I were sitting where I'm sitting now, and we saw two guys enter our apartment. I had a gun to my head.
Whoa.
And luckily we escaped without harm, but I think that whole trauma set in motion a whole lot of thought. Is this a safe community? Who looks after community? Who looks after public space? Does anybody have a database of the residents that live in the area? Do we meet over food? Do we look after our parks? How do we assist the police in helping us to be safe? And the answer to those questions was that nobody was holding the public domain. Everybody was working and building higher and higher walls and thinking only really of themselves. So I got together a couple of people and we decided to start a neighborhood watch. And I chaired that for a couple of years. We made our community safer. And during that time, I came across an old bowling green, looked into history and realized it was part of the Van Breda farm called the Ranjezig, dating back 300 years. And it had been a market garden. There were many in the Upper Table Valley area.
Yes.
It was supplying the people of the Cape Colony with food. And we decided, a few of us, to approach the city of Cape Town and ask them if we could return a small part of that market garden back to its original purpose, a community garden, bringing people together around food. Because the concept of bringing people together around food was such that if people could meet, if they could talk about their problems and challenges, they could solve anything. And so it came to be that we started the Ranjezig City Farm. It's still there. It's a beautiful farm. It employs about 5 people now.
Beautiful.
And in order to keep that going, we realized quickly that we needed a sustainable income source. So we started a market with a bunch of grapes on a hay bale, literally. And over the years, that grew and grew and grew. So before COVID, we were at the V&A waterfront, Ranger Bay. We attracted about 10,000 people on a weekend, Saturday and Sunday. 300 people employed, supporting 35 farmers, 80 odd traders, about 40, 50 million into the local economy every year.
And I just love your story, because I love how from a really traumatic and sort of difficult experience just came a positive thing. You know, and you can tell you've got a remarkable energy and a remarkable zest for life. And I think it's often in those moments where we're faced with something difficult, like you decide, which path am I going to take, you know? And the fact that you didn't become a recluse and hold it against the world, and you actually went out and sought to make an active change, I think is such a beautiful thing. So I think on behalf of everyone, thank you twofold for being that positive change. And secondly, well, I mean, the Ranjezig market is like, everyone just adores it, you know, like you said, 10,000 people on a weekend. It's a wonderful place to be. It's always full of life. It's great food. It's great to support local. And so I'm so proud of you for doing what you did. So well done.
Thank you. There we go.
And then just going to now to COVID, obviously the markets, a lot of these social places where you're linking up with friends and you're meeting up have just shut down, markets included. And I know that you have opened up again, you know, in this sort of a capacity, but for a while you guys had to shut everything down. What were some of the challenges that you faced with that situation regarding yourselves, your vendors, and how did you overcome them?
Yeah, so I think when we realized that we would need to shut down, it was like a bomb going off. And, you know, the tiredness, we were so tired after a year of working really night and day. We had opened on Sundays, we were open on Wednesdays as well in the evenings. So in a way, there was a bit of relief that we could now have a rest. But that quickly changed to the realization that thousands of people would be losing their jobs. Our farmers were literally pulling out beetroot and carrots and coming to me with the bunches. And I had no market to sell it. I was buying because I just had to take the stuff, but nobody would come. It was closed up, and I realized quickly there was no avenue to sell these beautiful figs or these magnificent carrots. So then the challenge was to get the authorities to understand that a farmer's market is an essential service. That whilst we also are a gathering place, while we also enjoy people connecting with one another, we are essentially an essential service selling groceries. Mm-hmm. All the farmers markets in America and Canada had gone through similar challenges, and they had managed to persuade their municipalities and their federal and regional states governments that they could open. And so we set about doing exactly that, working with the authorities, showing them examples of other markets, how they were able to open safely, to be a conduit between the farmer and the customer, to supply nutritious fresh vegetables so that people could build their immune systems. And eventually we got permission to open, and we opened, I think it was April the 25th. It was during level 5. We were extremely nervous. And slowly every Saturday we've built our confidence back. We lost our confidence for a while. We were so used to hosting these events and doing it so well. But with all the safety protocols and with what we weren't allowed to do, and with just trying to manage the traders and the customers who wanted to bring their dogs and they weren't allowed and they would complain, and trying to get people to understand that we love pets and we love dogs, but right now it would be difficult to manage spatial distancing. So I think it's about communication. It's about getting your feel for the business, your passion back.
Yeah.
And slowly but surely, as the more you practice, the more you realize that you can have a beautiful gathering in a safe space and ensure that people are safe. Outdoors, firstly, worked in our favor. And secondly, we got our traders to behave themselves and to wear their masks properly.
So you are open you're open for business now. People can come to the market. They just have to wear their masks.
We open every Saturday, and we hope to open on Sundays as well. For the first time this Saturday. So in level 5, we opened the market for essentials. Then in level 4, we had some of the other traders join us that sold winter clothing. Then in level 3, we opened the prepared tent, the prepared food tent for takeaways. And now in level 3A, where people are allowed to sit, we're going to have limited seating for the first time. So it's literally, I'm very used to having everything happen so fast and quickly, and I've had to learn now. I've had to learn patience. Don't run, walk slowly, contemplate and consider everything carefully. And week by week, you put one foot in front of another. And if you have to tread water for 12 months, then that's what you're going to have to do to get this back. But we are absolutely, as a team, we are completely passionate about this market, and we will get it back to what it used to be and better.
Awesome. Well, it's
How
really...
long it will take, we're not sure, but
it's great to hear that. It's great to hear, because I mean, you have become, I think, not just for the local community, for the international community, such a highlight on the tourism side as well, you know. And I suppose with your history in tourism, and you obviously love Cape Town very much, and I think it's great that the market has become, you know, a must-do calendar item if you're visiting Cape Town. Market's just something you have to do. And then just going back to the farm and the farming community, how can we help or get involved or support your initiatives there? I know you have allotments on the farm as well. How can people who want to find out more about the farm and find out more about that get in touch with you?
We've also got a trust called the South African Urban Food and Farming Trust. And under the trust, we find ourselves playing a role of food activists. Because actually the food system in South Africa and around the world is broken. It means that we're bringing food from long distances, even overseas. It's food that is not grown organically. It's food that is devoid of nutrition. And we want to try and create local food that is nutritious and fresh, that supplies the local community. So that's why we really started the market. At the farm in Oranienburg, people are encouraged to come and buy an allotment for 6 months. It's a couple of R1,000, and everything is supplied, from the seeds to the compost to all the tuition around how to grow your own food. Very important to try, because you'll realize very quickly how difficult it is to grow food. And that actually, are we paying the true cost of food? Or is there some kind of subsidy mechanism involved in the true cost of food? So we grow food in Oranienburg. We're also doing a program called the Food Dialogues. We're looking at the food system now, particularly where supply chains have been compromised. For example, South Africa received a lot of produce from all over the world, including Spain and China. If you want to find local garlic now, it's very, very difficult, because garlic was always imported from China. Ginger was always imported from Spain and China. And those supply chains flooded the local market. So it didn't encourage local farmers to grow garlic and ginger, as an example. So we have to rely on local supply chains and not rely so much on overseas supply chains.
So I didn't realize that, because actually I went and had a word with my store manager today about the fact that they're only selling crushed garlic, and I said, what's going on? You haven't had garlic for about a month and I need a blooming bulb of garlic. And he said, I don't know, we're just not getting it, So I had no idea that was important. That's very interesting.
And China supply most of the local garlic, and in a way it's an illustration of being self-reliant. If you look at an island like Cuba, what happened during sanction? They couldn't get any food. So they've built up this incredible local supply chain of food. At every little corner, there's a vegetable garden in Cuba, and they're all growing their own produce. And so that is what we need. We can see now in a time of crisis like this, how important it is to rely on local supply chains. That you have your own.
Absolutely. And just quickly before we sign off, the food dialogues, you just touched on it. It's an online conversation that is coming up. Tell us about that. Is it open to the public? Can people tune in?
Yes, we're going to be sending out quite a lot of newsletters around the food dialogues. When we started the farm 8 years ago, we kicked off with a food dialogues program where we had lots of different speakers coming to talk about different aspects of the food system. And we're going to do that again, especially in a post-COVID world. So how has the virus affected supply chains? How has the virus affected food safety? And we're going to be sending out newsletters. People can go onto our website, ozcf.co.za, or they can come to the market.
OZCF.
OZCF stands for Oranje Zuk City Farm.co.za.
It's right here on your screen at the bottom, OZCF.co.za. Yeah.
And you can get all the information on the Food Dialogues program. Follow us on social media. Our hashtag Instagram is OZCFarm, and Facebook, Oranje Zuk City Farm and Market Day.
You'll see it on your screen here, guys, OZC Farm. Please go and follow them on Instagram. The wonderful work that Sheryl's doing and her whole team. And I just, on behalf of the LuckDown and all our followers, want to commend you for doing such a phenomenal job. I think if you guys are watching at home and you have been to the market, just hit us up in the comment section. Tell us what your favorite vendor is, your favorite food. For me, I'm a big bagel person, so I just beeline straight for that Kleinski stand and get my salmon and cream cheese bagel pretty much every single time. But there's lots to buy and lots to see. And I also discovered the Prego butter at your spot as well, which has become a sort of stock staple of my pantry. And there's just so much beautiful, locally produced product that you guys sell. And on behalf of Cape Town and everyone watching, thank you so much for supporting local and for encouraging everyone else to do the same.
And thank you for bringing awareness. And it's very tough, it's very tough. Day in and day out, one day you feel good, the next day you crash.
Yes.
And it's just a sense of nothing to look forward to and everything to look forward to, and huge challenges and tiny challenges and everything mixed up. But
it is.
Day by day, when the sun shines, we feel more confident, and we feel like we're gonna beat this thing.
Yes, we are. And we're lucky to have this opportunity to reset and regroup and relook at ourselves and the way that we consume and produce food. So we'll definitely be seeing you at the market very soon. Thank you so much for being on the LuckDown today, Sheryl. We really appreciate your time.
Take care. Thank you.
Thank you.
Wow, guys, I can't believe we're getting to the end of the show already. It's been an absolutely bumper edition of the LuckDown. So interesting, so informative. Hope you guys have enjoyed it as much as I've enjoyed hosting it. So the point of the show, in case you've never tuned into the LuckDown, the whole point of the show is to get you guys, keep you guys positive, get you inspired, and help each other through the lockdown period. And it's all about community. So if there is somebody that you would love for us to feature on the show, give a bit of shine to, maybe a local business, maybe there's a celebrity who's doing really cool things out there, please, we rely on you guys to help feed us content. So either chat to us in the comment section or head over to the group, the Lucky Ones. Really easy. When you're in the Lucky Ones, put your suggestions there. We'll get in touch with you, get contacts, and get them on the show. You guys curate the show's lineup for us, and most of the guests that we've had have been your suggestions. So thank you so much to everyone who has fed back. Please go ahead over there and do that. We would love to hear from you. And then to wrap up, guys, I'm so excited because we have our very own Chef Benny in the house. taking you through the most epic Benny Smash Burger. And I can tell you, he makes this for us often at the studio. It is like the most world-class, it's like the Ferrari of McDonald's burgers, because it kind of has a bit of a McDonald's quarter pounder vibe to it, but it's healthier and really, really delicious. So Benny's going to take you from the Good Luck kitchen. I'm going to cross over to him now, and he's going to take you through cooking the Benny Smash Burger. Check it out.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the LuckDown cooking edition with your soon-to-be chef. No, I'm not ever going to be a chef. I just like eating. Today I'm making you a hamburger that is one of my favorite things. It involves a secret little get-out-of-jail card. It's called Woolies cheese rolls, and they make all the difference. It's going to take as long to prepare as it is to cook. So basically what that means is that it's actually really fast. So I'm going to get my pan on. I've got a super cool induction pan. These are like relatively cheap. You can pick them up at Macro. Really economical, really efficient. They work on some sort of weird like magnetism technology. I don't really understand exactly how they work, but what I do know is that they heat up really quickly and they work really well. So, because I can't have gas here in the studio, this is my next best bet. Okay, so a little bit of oil in the pan, and we're using some beautiful ground beef here that I got from, and there's like hairs in it. There's a fucking hair in it. Cut that part, buddy. This beautiful ground beef. Don't get lean. You want stuff with a lot of fat in it. And if you don't have a lot of fat in it, you can always just substitute with a bit of butter, but it's not the same. I actually love cutting my beef with some ground pork, and that makes for a really delicious burger. But today we're just going to go with ground beef. So we're going to take a nice handful and we're going to just shape it into a ball. Today we're going to do double burgers, which is quite exciting. Okay, I'm just going to pop that there for now. So we're making, I'll show you the exact ball size in a second, but it's basically like a little handful, okay? If you can have a look there, you can kind of see just how big it is, okay? So while the pan is getting hot, we're going to chop an onion. Make sure you have a nice sharp knife. I like using red onion just because I think it's slightly sweeter. But you can use any kind of onion. You can use a shallot, which are quite nice, or white onion. But onion is vital for this. So if you don't like onion, this is not going to be a burger that you're going to especially like, but it's all right. You may have noticed I'm not the tidiest of chefs. I just move my mess around. And we want like sort of quite a wide dice. You don't want to have pieces that are too thin, because you want to have these nice little explosions of cold, juicy onion that is going to, onion skin always gets in the way. Super annoying. The day they invent an onion that doesn't have to have so many layers of skin on it. Okay, so the next exciting part, you can see the oil is starting to get hot. It's going to get a little bit of smoke going. We're going to go in with our patty, and then the first thing we're going to do is season it as soon as we squished it. And I think they call these smash burgers, but I just call them Ben's burgers because I'm the one making them. Okay, so in we go, the first burger, and you're looking to hear, oh, a nice little sizzle. We get in there with our nice big spatula. You can see up there how flat we want to go. And as I said, this is going to take exactly this long. As long as it takes for these burgers to cook is as long as we need to prepare everything to enjoy them. Okay, so we squish them down like that, hit them with a bit of salt. And already I can smell the caramelization of that beef that is going to be absolutely delicious. The next thing that's super important is sauce. So I'm going to come back over here. Nice, generous. Oh, it'd help if I open that. Okay, a nice, generous splooge of mayonnaise. Now, I like to spice up my burgers. I'm using a little bit of this. It's called sriracha blackout sauce. It's very moy. It's quite spicy. So that's probably a lot for someone else. A little bit of tomato sauce, and we mix. And we're going to make this really yummy little sauce for our buns to go. Oh, sounding good. These burgers are nearly ready. Can you believe that's how quickly they take? So we're going to flip this first guy. Hopefully he's looking nice and charred. Let's have a look-see. Oh, perfect. And let's get this other one. Also looking good. And at this point, we whack a slice of cheese on. I'm just using pre-sliced cheese. It's easier. And you leave that to cook down. Whilst that's happening, just going to clean away all these bits of onion into somewhere where I can't reach, so that'll go there. And the next thing we need to do is to get our bun ready for a little bit of toasting. So what that means is a little bit of olive oil. We're going to put it in the pan. This is the burgers are resting a little bit, getting all those juices back inside. And this is what I was talking about, the size of onion, like piece that you need. You see, you need like a section like that. It's like that wide. And that just becomes this like crazy, like amazing juice explosion. Okay. So these burgers, can you believe it, are nearly done. I know, I said this was a quick recipe. I also said that I like chili, so we're going to hit it up with a couple of delicious sliced jalapenos. Now, normally I would use some sliced gherkins as well, but somebody forgot to buy those. I'm not going to name names. It wasn't me. Okay, so let's have a look here. How are we going? Burgers are nearly done. I think this guy can come off. Oh, this is going to be something quite amazing. And at this point, we can actually turn the pan down a bit. So it's quite hot. And we've got that guy done as well. Both those burgers, you can see how beautifully melted that cheese is. Okay, now we get the bun in. Just whack it straight in. You want to get a little bit of toast on this, just so that the bun kind of holds up to all the lovely, gooey, juicy, yummy sauce that we're going to put in. Now, another little secret of mine is that I like to use a bit of mustard, and I find it just adds like some sort of, I don't know, it adds something. Maybe it's like a McDonald's rule, I'm not sure. But essentially, oh, you'll see, look how perfect that looks. How's this one look? Ooh, I'll burn myself. Yo, just in time. Okay, off with the pan. I told you this was that quick. So, first thing we're going to do is we're going to hit the base with a bit of this absolutely amazing sriracha mayonnaise tomato sauce that we made. And don't skimp on this. You know, there's nothing worse than a dry burger. Okay, at least I've heard. Never experienced that myself. And we want a whole handful of little chunks, as I said, these little sort of like taste explosions of onion. It might look like a lot of onion, but it's actually not that much. But because they're like slightly bigger chunks, they're just going to come together that much better. Okay, so I'm going to put a bit of mustard on the top of the bun, a little bit of ketchup, all gold, of course, even though there aren't 36 tomatoes in a bottle anymore. It's all right. Forgive them. Okay, and we're nearly ready. We need to get our jalapenos ready. What else am I missing anything? No, I think we're ready. And here we go. Double cheeseburger. Oh, look at it. Stretching there. 2 burgers. And we get these beautiful pickled jalapenos, which aren't actually that spicy. So if you're worried about how hot the chilies are, you can relax, because they're actually just like yummy pickles. And there we have it, guys. Let me just get a clean plate. Hang on. All right, let's see. Oh, okay. Shut the front door. Tell me that is not one of the best burgers you've ever seen. And how long did it take? Nick, how long did it take? 10 minutes. Okay, should we cut it open and see whether the actual look of it is as good on the inside as the out? I think we're going to be very pleasantly surprised to see. Listen, I know that I enjoy making music, but there is something about making food that is incredible. Okay, so come on in here and have a close look. Okay, so what you can see now, remember I said it was important to toast the bun. You can see the bottom of the bread there just holding up to the pressure of this double stack of cheeseburger goodness. We've got a layer of amazing sauce, bits of onion, double layer of burger, another slice of cheese, jalapenos, tomato mustard, and then of course the secret weapon with these cheese rolls. Okay. Now we get stuck in. Let's see how this tastes. Ooh, it's juicy. Oh, it's just like it's oozing. Okay, here we go. Oh. Okay. For something that takes 10 minutes to make, this is just unbelievably good. Super efficient, super easy, you can work it together. If you're a mom looking to do something amazing for your kids tonight or tomorrow night, because this would be it tonight. If you're a mom looking to do something amazing for your family, that don't want to spend too much effort, blow them away. I'm sure I've got sauce all over my face. Ben's Burgers. Wow. Yeah, loving good. Enjoy. Love you guys.
If you're not hungry right now, then I don't think you'll ever be hungry. How delicious do those burgers look? Maybe one day Ben can even come over and cook a burger for you directly in your home. You never know. But listen, we're already at the end of the show. I can't believe it. It's mind-blowing. I don't know how quickly this time goes, but I hope you guys have enjoyed the LuckDown. Next week, we have some incredible guests coming on the LuckDown. Please stay tuned to all our social media to see who's going to be on. Don't forget to send in your suggestions. Don't forget to join our Lucky Ones group. Stay in touch. Don't forget to book your ticket for the Kiffness. Don't forget to get yourself a hoodie. Don't forget to be a legend and be wonderful and continue to support local businesses, South African music, and all your neighbors. Love your neighbors. Love your friends. Love everybody. That's what this show is all about. Guys, it's been real. Till next time, everybody look after everybody. Everybody love everybody. We love you. Good night and good luck.
Look at what's happening. The coronavirus pandemic.
Yes.